Okay, today we are with Clement Bazan.
Hello, Katrina.
How are you today?
I'm very good.
And we are talking about Clement and his energy healing. So, Clement, you actually are from Lyon, but living in Barcelona.
Exactly.
But you worked before for a big technology company.
Yes, I will say minis actually. I'm 29 now, but I had the chance in the last, I would say, 7 years to work for big blue chips companies, so Microsoft and Apple, and recently Yelp, this American Yellow Pages thing.
Okay, so do you, is one of your passions technology?
I love technology, and I believe that it's really changed people's life.
And then how did you get into energy coaching and energy healing?
So I personally burned out. I was working for Apple, that's a funny story, 7 years ago maybe. 6 years ago, and so I knew, like, doing a burnout, that I had some things in me that were not very good. I mean, were wrong, and then a year after I did this burnout, I discovered like this first technique I'm doing myself now, which was like emotional blocks to release. So I felt that I had some blocks to release on me, and when I discovered this technique, it was like true.
Okay, so tell me about emotional blocks release. I mean, how does it work?
It's a mix of acupressure. So there is a few manipulation on your body, which are gonna press some points on your body that are gonna activate energy circuit on your body. It's gonna release a lot of endorphins in your brain. And the second part is more psychological, where we're gonna point some emotional blocks you may have on different topics of life, like communication, like identity.
So these are emotional blocks that you're born with, or right from the start?
You get them from the start until you're 20, more or less, because you have a specific part in your brain that is not ready yet, from 0 to 10, and it gets created from 10 to 25. So this part of your brain is really important to put things in perspective, and if you don't have it, you can create blocks in your brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the type of blocks is confidence and.
Yes, about confidence, about guilt, about to fear things also. So there is a very large scope of emotional blocks that need to be removed if you really want to be yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about if somebody is creating the same patterns, emotional patterns?
Exactly. So that's the thing. When you block on something, it's you reproduce always the same thing until you realize that.
It could be that you're attracting the wrong men, for example.
Exactly, and you don't understand why. So during the session, you will point on and you will talk about that and say, you might reproduce what your mother had lived with your father, and you don't. It's unconscious. So when you talk about it, it becomes more conscious, and you can release this thing to prevent you to do the same thing again.
Okay, and clients that have come to you, what kind of results do you see?
Yeah, so this technique helps people in very different areas. So the two examples I will give, it's one girl, she was addicted to sugar because of anxiety, and so she was quite skeptical when she left the session, but 2 weeks later she sent me a message that she said, I stopped all the addictions I stopped sugar, chocolate, so she probably lost weight also because she was kind of overweighted.
Okay.
I got the one guy who was not confident with the girls, so he was dating a lot of them, but without being successful, and after a few weeks later he had a girlfriend. He was very happy.
Very good.
Yeah, very interesting.
Very good. So that is emotional block
release. Yeah, the first technique.
And then the other techniques.
Yes.
That you're working with people. I mean, tell me about the other techniques.
The other one is called access bar, which is an American technique. So the metaphor of this technique is to remove all the files you have in your bins on the desktop on your computer. So all the soft emotions and limiting beliefs you may have, you accumulated for years, you can with just fingers on the skull, you can just emptying this bin and feel much more free during the day, more focused, and it's very interesting, very relaxing technique also.
And that's good for people who sort of overthink, or
exactly, it's exactly for the people that overthink and internalize, that keep this thing for the thought for them.
Yeah. So it's sort of letting it all go. All the thoughts.
Yeah.
And then you're doing another technique, which I mean, do you ever combine these techniques, or?
One session of one technique, it's already a lot, and it's not recommended in general to mix up. So sometimes you can just use a small tool in this one to complete, to make a better session with the other technique.
So you can connect them?
Yeah, I connect them, but I don't mix them.
No.
Yeah. And so the last technique is quantum entrainment, and it's really like few weeks I discovered this. It's amazing. So if you have a pain anywhere, within seconds I can help you to release it without manipulating you.
And how do you do that?
If people come to my next meetups I will do, like I will show it in live.
Okay.
And it's very interesting. So
okay, so we'll be doing a meetup with Clement for the grid talks, and Clement will be talking about his energy coaching and also how it works, and showing people in an interactive way, you know, how these energy healing benefit people from everyday stresses.
So I hope like people will come to this meetup, have pains, a lot of pains, because it's amazing.
And this is on the 9th of February at the Petit Palace Museum Hotel. So we look forward to seeing it then. But what do doctors, you know, think about these types of
you got two kind of doctors. They are the one that are open-minded, and they start to change their mind about what is really energy, and how to apply these new techniques during their daily jobs. And there are these kind of doctors that are still close-minded and that still give some pills to people that are more like traditional. And you get these two kind of doctors. So I believe that my job right now will be the future of medicine, and the fact that people will consult people like me in the future rather than a doctor. I will say like in 20 years maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there many people practicing this medicine, this type of healing?
Yes, more and more. It's growing very fast. Hypnosis and all of this, people start to recognize and to understand that it's very useful.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your idea is to connect these energy coaches?
People that really need like specific information, and my project is to build a marketplace where you can find the your whole coach next door.
Great. So energy coaching, how does it differ to normal coaching?
You have to study the science of the brain of the body, and quantum physics and metaphysics and things like this, to understand that we are much more than a body. So we're an energy that's connected to other energies. Yes.
You believe in that?
Yes.
Okay.
And normal coaching is more about life coaching, which is very more like classical advices, which are very interesting also, but you don't apply it to the brain, to neurosciences, or less. Yeah.
And you've always been interested in energy.
Since I've did my burnout, I think it had been really a game changing for me, because I tried to understand what happened to me, and so it's been 5-6 years since I'm 23 that I'm very interested in this.
Okay.
So yeah, I read a lot of books and did a lot of things, participated in a lot of conferences. So now I think I can give back what I've learned.
Yeah. So if people want to find out more about what you do, they can go to your website.
Yes. So my website is mysensei.me. In the future, it will be this specific platform to find your coach.
Wonderful. And we'll also be doing an event again on the 9th of February, so you'll be able to find out more about what Clement does, and we look forward to seeing his work.
Yes, I'm looking forward to see you.
Creating positive changes.
Great. Yes, exactly. Well said.
Well, if you want to change your life, try it out.
Yes. Good one.
Nice to have you. Nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you too.
Okay.
Thank you, Katrina.
Thank you.